Hi guys, welcome to the next episode. Now I can say welcome to my channel. Now my channel name is my name, um, but I'm looking for a name for my channel. I'm thinking on it, and I'll come up with that soon. Um, so um, Today I'm excited to share this with you. Um, I'm so happy that I could do this now because it's been long years. I've been doing the research, my experiments, my observations, and how much effort I put. But I'm happy. I'm happy that now I can do this. Um, so so far we reached to a point where we stand is you know we can say that's the brain of an animal. Okay, so we covered the information, the memory in the brain, and how the memory is stored in the brain. Like, if we go through the recap of the previous episodes, how the memory is stored, from the perceptions, how we perceive the outside world, the interaction through the sense organs, and that perceptions, the stimuli is going to the brain, and how the impression is stored. That impression, that it makes an impression and it's stored in the brain, and that is the memory. Okay, so so um and how the memory is interacting with the perception. Like, when an outside stimuli comes, the sense organ um, receives a stimuli, then how the brain respond through emotion, and how the body responds through the feeling. Okay, so we reach so far like this. So this is the basic functions, what happens in a animal brain. Okay, so this is what is happening in an animal brain. Okay, so what is the difference between animals and human has the mind, and we can think. Okay, we are capable of thinking. So to understand this, the transition. Okay, so to explain it logically, to understand, so that you can understand clearly, uh, we need to know some concepts. Okay, then only it will be clear to you. Okay, okay, we'll start from the single cell organism. So when from the single cell, you know according to evolution, from the single cell, uh, we reached the full grown body now, like humans, right? So uh how that happened, you know when we think back, how, there should be some logical explanation, right? There should be some logical explanation. So what is that logic? So this so we can say, when something, the living being, okay, when a being, we say a living being, there is a life energy or a life force in a living being. Okay, even even it's a sorry sorry even if it's a single cell organism, also, even if it's a human being, full grown human being. Okay, the same, it's the life energy, that life force is the same in every being. right? Okay, so the coronavirus has the same life force as the life force in human being, right? In animals, or in the uh, in any other being, right? So this life force, this life force has a basic character. This life force has a basic character. That basic character is, it wants to expand. Okay, it wants to expand, it needs to expand. Okay, so we can see from the single cell organism, if we take the amoeba from the single cell organism, maybe we can assume the first single cell organism may not be, it will be permanent to a place, then it can't move. Okay, it may not be moving. So, but then what is the tendency of the life force in that? It has to move, right? It has to move. So we can see how amoeba is moving. Amoeba moves like, it it move to the side, or it then the cell liquid moves to that direction, and then the weight comes to there, and then it forms a, projection, and that work as a leg for the amoeba, and then then that part, because it's heavy, it comes to the plane, the ground, and then it can move. So that way it is moving. So it is taking the effort, it is taking that effort to move, right? So we should keep in mind, the basic character of this life force, the life energy, is to expand. Okay, so the same way, the life began in water, and from there, the organisms, like, in water. So how it uh, it went through the transition stage, through, like, organism came to the land organisms. So there is a transition. We can see the frog, how the frog is formed. So he can stay in water as well as land, right? So what happened there? The same way, it it's in the water, and then it see the land, like, then it want to it wants to come come to the land as well, right? So this is what the basic, the driving force, a driving factor inside. Okay, so hope now you can understand, the basic, the logic behind this. Now we will come back to the brain. Okay, so the animal brain, as I said, the memory and the perception, the when sense organs interacts outside, they perceive the stimuli and it comes in the brain. The similar memory is stimulated, and then the brain um, respond with emotion, and then the body respond with feeling. And how based on the feeling the body reacts, like, if it's fear, so they have the basic emotions: fear, hunger, like, and then they're like, um, how to make, when they see the opposite, then the attraction, it's for their, to bring their offspring to the world. So these are the basic emotions animals has. Okay, so So in the state of animals, when we see, when we analyze, in that state of animals, everything is, the perception and reaction, the perception and reaction, right? It perceive, and based on the memory it reacts. It completely out of their control, as we discussed in previous episodes. The memory is based on the situation, we went through, as from different stages of evolution. And so it's out of the control, the memory. So it perceives the stimulus, and the brain reacts. So it's a closed cycle, right? It's a closed cycle. So um, so what will be the uh, expansion factor, you know the expansion factor there at that stage? Because we reach the animals, they have only memory, perception, emotions, and feeling. The body reacts based on that. Okay, so this is a closed system. So this is a cycle repeating again and again, right? This is what was happening. So from there, what happened? What expansion happened? What it can be? Okay, we'll think about, we'll go to it. So um, so the animals, the main factor, when the threat response, the fear, right? So the same way we discussed, when it receives a stimulus of fear, then immediately it responds, right? So how to come out of this? How to come out of this fear? How I can come out of this cycle? Because it is I'm stuck in the cycle. I want to come out of the cycle. I need some flexibility in responding. I need some flexibility in responding. It's fixed responses. I need some flexibility in responding. That is the next stage of expansion. Okay, that's how human developed mind. Okay, so mind, according to my theory, mind is a platform. Okay, mind is a platform where we can get, take, it's a mind, it's a platform, and we can say it's a lab, it's a laboratory. Okay, and we can get the memories stored in the brain and take that memories out in this platform. Okay, we are collecting, we are taking the data of memory from the brain and bring it to this platform. And the other thing we have is, we can think, thought process. What is thought process? Thought process is, it's a process of connecting similar memories. That is thought. That is thought. This is I'm telling this, the basics of this thought process and mind. Okay, I'll just cover this part here, and then we will go to the characteristics of thoughts, and and other aspects of thought process, and definition of intelligence in coming episode. Okay, so here we got mind. What is mind? Mind came because we need flexibility. We need flexibility. We wanted to escape from that fixed responses, right? That's why, because we need a bypassing. We need a bypassing of that cycle of responses. We need to bypass that emotions. So thoughts are the bypassing process of this emotions and feelings. Okay, so what this thought process do? When we get a stimulus after this mind thought process development, when we receive a stimulus, then you know we connect that stimulus with all existing memories similar to that, all existing memories similar to that, not just the fresh memory, not just which is active, fresh and active, connected to that stimulus. No, we it the thought can connect to all the memories back in the brain. Okay, and then the thought connect all the memories similar to the response we had before. Okay, so it connect with the, if it's a threat, if it's a threat, it connects with what happened before that, what happened after that, you know so it started collecting data, collecting information, other than just the basic stimuli. Okay, did you get my point? it the thought process is connecting, it is an expansion process, bypass our emotions. Okay, so with the thought process we can decide whether I should have an emotion for this stimuli, or whether I should not have an emotion for this stimuli. Okay, so we develop that flexibility by developing this mind and the thought process. Okay, so hope I think it's I don't want to complicate this. So I guess I will stop here. Maybe we can discuss more about the thought process. The thought process and mind and emotion, and that there are lots of things to discuss. Okay, so those things I can discuss in the next episode, right? So hope, I think we will stop here, because it's very subtle aspects, very subtle concepts. So it should be thorough in understanding. Okay, so we discussed about uh, the the characteristics of the basic characteristic of the life force, and from the animal brain, the status of the animal brain, and how, what expansion, the leap from the animal brain to the human brain. Why we needed a flexibility, we needed to come out of that cycle of responses, the fixed responses. And now we develop the thought process is connecting back to our memory, whatever is stored in the brain, connecting back to our memory related, whatever related to that incident, which situation we are in, which incident we are facing. Okay, similar to similar memories related to that, all memories, connecting all the memories. That's the thought process. And that is happening in the mind, so mind is a platform where we process the memories. Okay, I hope this is clear now, right? It's clear, right? So mind is the platform, you know it's a platform where we take out the memories and connect similar memories. Okay, this is mind. So the connected this connecting process is called thought process. Thinking, that is thinking. We are connecting, so we are going back, and so we are missing that link. So then what happened after that? So logically, we think logically, so that logical connection, that is thought process. Okay, so there are lots of things to say, discuss. We'll discuss in the next episode. So I'll finish it here. Thanks for watching. See you next week.